Guys, so today I'm going to show you guys a typical day in college. The first thing I do after getting out of bed is take myself to the bathroom. I'm in a hall-style dorm, so I share my bathroom with 24 girls, and I do everything to get ready, and I fill up my water bottle, of course, with like the Brita filter pitcher that my roommate and I share, and then I get ready, get dressed, and I'm off to my first class of the day, which is my chemistry lab, and it's always really busy on the sidewalks. I'm listening to some good boppin' tunes on my earbuds, and then I just go and do what I gotta do in chem lab. I have my lab notebook here, and I'm basically just doing like a quiz and the presentation and then the experiment for the day. Next, I walk myself over to the library, and then I just open up my planner and see what I have coming up for the day. I switched to a lighter jacket because it was getting kind of hot since it was the middle of the day, and I just went through and checked out what I needed to do and immediately started studying. I went ahead and worked on some chemistry notes. Instead of taking it straight out of the entire chapter of the textbook, I decided to look at the summary of it and took notes out of the summary portion of the textbook. And I do my notes pretty similarly to my social psychology class, which I sort of showed you guys in my study with me from last week's video, and I take notes on the same app and everything, so that was in my how I take notes in college thing, and I'm just going through and highlighting everything that I have already taken notes on. And it's really nice because the highlight tool you can use as like linear shapes, I guess, so it sort of straightens everything out for you so you don't have to have kind of like wonky highlight. Next, I went ahead and did some part of the study modules. It's like called the dynamic study modules, where you just go through different questions and it gives you explanations if you get the question wrong. So I just went ahead and spent a really long time going through that. Next, I decided I needed to walk to class, and I actually happened to see a bus roll by, and so I immediately hopped on that and went and got lunch at the dining hall with some of my friends, and today was some pasta with like tomato sauce. That was good. Then I decided to walk myself over to my 2 p.m. class, which was my lecture for my Intro to Social Psychology class. Here I just have like my lecture notebook and my favorite black pen. It's the Muji .38 one, and I just went through and sat there. Next, I went and met a couple more friends at a local coffee shop, got my large latte, and I have everything in front of me that I need to do. My friend decided to get into the frame a little bit, and then I just got on the grind. I immediately started writing out a to-do list that was like updated for everything that I still had to do for the next 2 to 3 weeks, actually, because my assignments are spanning a very long period of time, but each one takes a ton of work, and so that's something that I didn't really know I would have to expect in college. If you guys want me to do a video sort of describing my differences and what I've seen is different between high school and college, especially because I'm nearing the end of my first semester, please feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to film something like that for you, because I know that I watched a lot of those types of videos when I was in high school, wanting to know sort of what college or university life would be like. So I'm just writing out my to-do list for that. And then next, I'm going ahead and doing my reading for my social psych class. I had a ton to do. I decided instead of worrying about some of my larger projects like my chem lab report that I have to do and a couple of other papers, I decided to get this out of the way because it does take a little bit of time to do, but it isn't really as thinking intensive, I guess, as some of my other larger tasks. So I went ahead and did some more of that, and I promise, guys, I do other things besides take notes in my iPad, but you know, this is just what I happen to be doing today. And I just kept going, honestly, like it just takes a really long time. And then I went through and again highlighted everything for the entire chapter. I was so happy to finally have this entire chapter finished. It just took me so long because I kept getting distracted, and I don't know, today was just a really tiring, exhausting day, but I finally finished that. And then I went and did some practice exam questions for my chemistry class. I'm using this really awesome blank notebook. It's from Be Unruled, and it's absolutely one of my favorites right now. I use it for actually everything. Like, I've been using it for mind mapping, for scratch work, all sorts of things. And so I'm just kind of going through and doing practice problems. My friend was across the table from me, and we worked on those together to make sure that we both sort of were very concrete in our understanding of these problems. And I also did another dynamic study module that I didn't really film anything of. I went ahead and crossed off everything that I needed to do for the day. I still have a couple of things left, but I decided that honestly, like, I'd done so much in that study session. So then I walked myself over to my 6 p.m. discussion, and then as soon as that was finished, I tucked in my chair and I walked on back home to my dorm, where I sort of relaxed and did more homework for the night. So yeah, that was basically what my day is like in college. The classes are really spread out, and I really like the pace of life, and I feel like I can be very productive with my time that I have in between. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have an awesome day. Bye.